What's up, manga fans? It's Chris from Team Manga here. I'm gonna review this week's chapter of Naruto, and looks like Naruto took a note from Bleach this week because it was a really good chapter. But let's get into it. Let's get into the details of things. So, we all remember last week's chapter. We were left on a cliffhanger. We thought that Kakashi was gonna get killed because basically he doesn't have the regenerative abilities that Obito had. So we thought Obito is gonna come out on top, and Kakashi is gonna be the loser. Yeah, he's not immortal. He can't regenerate. Yeah, he should be dead. We couldn't have been more wrong. First of all, there's two reasons why we completely misunderstood the situation. First of all, it was all Genjutsu. That didn't cross my mind. I forgot that Kakashi and Obito both have Sharingan, so why not have a Genjutsu battles since Uchiha loves to do that shit. Second of all, Kakashi is stronger. Now, you guys might be wondering, like, what am I talking about? He's stronger. Well, first of all, we haven't really seen Obito in a serious fight. Every serious fight he's been in, he's never really won. I mean, sure, the time when he fought, Donzo and his little minions, yeah, he beat the minions, but barely. I mean, he lost the arm in the process, and other than that, only thing we've seen him doing is like, dodge attacks, run away, teleport, phase out. I mean, he hasn't really been in a serious fight, so it just kind of makes me think that he can't fight and he's not that strong. I mean, it does make sense. I mean, he was kind of saying that, oh, I'm Uchiha Madara, I'm half of my strength. Yeah, because you're nowhere near as strong as the real Madara, so you have to kind of say all that crap to make people think that you're only a half strength when in fact you're weak Obito basically. So Kakashi was owning him as a child and he's owning him now. So I'm actually quite happy with that. I'm glad to see that Kakashi is still relevant. I'm glad they're not going the Dragon Ball Z approach of Naruto, whereas Naruto is QB Chakra mode, aka Super Saiyan. Sasuke is Sasuke on armor, whatever. Yeah, anybody who doesn't have those abilities are kind of thrown to the wayside. I'm glad to see characters like Kakashi, one of my favorite characters, are still relevant in the story. I mean, they can still kick ass even though they're old compared to the main cast, as well as they haven't as proved as much, but they're still relevant. So I'm actually liking this. Kakashi actually came out on top. Now, I'm a bit confused now because yeah, Kakashi, pierced. So first of all, the whole thing last week was a Genjutsu clash. We didn't really see any other characters this week. We only saw a bit of Madara. We saw some flashbacks, but yeah, so that clash was fake. It wasn't real Genjutsu. Then Kakashi decides to say, okay, you know what, let's finish this now. I've had enough of playing around. Basically, I'm gonna kill you. Basically, your future is death. You know that his signature or his catchphrase. Basically, they said to Zabuza when he was friggin' trolling him. He's like, yeah, your future is death. So he's about to do that to Obito now. Funny thing is, didn't Obito get stabbed in the heart a few chapters back? Or was that Genjutsu? I'm not too sure. And then it seems a stab to the stomach is enough to kill him or enough to injure him severely. So I'm just like, what's the difference between getting stabbed in your heart and getting stabbed in your stomach? I mean, what's whatever. Anyway, so yeah, so his stomach is his weak spot. Obito's stomach is his weak spot. That's his kryptonite. So Kakashi aimed there, stabbed him in his gut. After they decided to do a clash, he got stabbed in the gut. Obito's down for the count. And while all this stuff is going on, Kakashi's having a flashback about when they were kids. You see that they had that kumite thing where, the ninjas, they do the signature pose and then they fight each other and then they do the little, finger shake thing to say that, we're still comrades after the battle. So it's not to see that Kakashi and Obito went through that as kids as well. Just same. This is a continuous parallel between them and Naruto and Sasuke. So I mean, if it's been drummed in our heads so many times now that it's kind of annoying to keep seeing it right now. But I mean, I guess it's necessary in the scene because they need to get some. I mean, we can't have straight action. We need some emotional scenes as well. So I guess that's why Kishi puts a splice that in there, even though he's drummed in his head for the past 5 years. But whatever. So after that's done now, Obito, he's been a sore loser now. He's like, you know what? You won the battle, but I won't make you win the war. He teleports himself to I don't know where he's gone though. Like he's gone to this weird box room. I don't know where. I don't know if he's on the battlefield, if he's somewhere else. But what I do know is that Madara sensed him. I guess he sensed him dying, and he's like, you know what? I don't need this guy anymore. He's fucking useless. I'm just gonna activate the reanimation jutsu. So he's interestingly Yeah, Madara must have stabbed the Hashirama's shadow clone or wood clone, whatever, and then he said, "I'm just not interested in finding wood clones because your main body's too preoccupied with fighting a Jubi, so just leave me alone." Anyway, that's the minor scene. I think just pointing it out just in case. Anyway, so he decides to take over Obito's body now using, which makes sense because he did kind of implant that Zetsu thing inside of him. So I guess it does make sense that he can actually control it. So that Zetsu thing then it starts to go turning black. I guess it's kind of like a black Zetsu thing, or is that black Zetsu taking over? I'm not too sure. Yeah, it consumes the half of Obito's body, and it that pose to perform the reanimation jutsu. So I'm guessing is that he's gonna make Obito sacrifice himself to bring Madara back to life, basically. So Madara is basically just forcing him to activate the reanimation jutsu, and that in turn would bring him back to life and make him be able to become the Jubi's Jinchuriki. Because I'm guessing you can't become a Jinchuriki if you're a Edo Tensei. That does make sense because you're pretty much dead. You don't really have a real body. So I guess he needs a real body. Hence but I mean, the whole thing with reanimation jutsu is a bit confusing to me because I thought there's like a time frame in which you have to use the ability, because when Nagato used it, I mean, he said he only can bring back people that just died within this battle or died recently. So that does make me wonder: is it that using it within a certain period of time just really rapidly consumes a lot of chakra and ages you, but if you use it to revive someone completely, does that actually kill you? I mean, it's interesting. It's interesting. So I guess we're going to find out soon anyway. I mean, I'm more leaning to the side where if you use it to revive someone completely that's been dead like ages ago, then you're basically making a sacrifice. So your life is a sacrifice to bring that person back. Whereas if you just bring back someone that died, let's say an hour ago, then he just drains a lot of chakra and a lot of life force from you. Maybe that might be the case. But we're about to see. Other than that, it was that's really all that happened in this chapter. The chapter ended with Obito sacrificing himself, so it was a good chapter. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed it a lot. Sure, I wish more could have happened. I mean, but I'm actually kind of happy that the whole Kakashi and Obito thing is done and over with. I mean, it couldn't have got any more interesting, in my opinion. I mean, what more could they have done? We've already seen what Kakashi can do. Obito can't really do anything but spit fire. We haven't even seen, he has a Renegon. We haven't even seen him use like Shinra Tensei or any of the abilities that's granted by the Renegon. I mean, only thing he used it for was to just control the Jinchurikis, and yeah, that was it. So, and Uzumaki Chakra chain thing. I don't know how you've managed to use that, but whatever. So I'm glad the fight's over with. Good, brush it under the carpet now. Keep it moving. Maybe now we can get some serious fights done. I'm glad to see that Madara is gonna become the Jinchuriki now. So we're gonna get a real final boss, not this dumb monster that keeps spamming mini clones. So that's gonna be cool to see. And drop a rating on this chapter. I'll probably give it a 7 or 8. It was a good, decent chapter. It was really good. So yeah, man, if you enjoyed the review, guys, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe for more. Take care.